Kingdom Protista. Protist is any eukaryotic organism that is not considered as plants, animals, or fungus. They are eukaryotic. They do not contain tissues, and they are located in a moist environment. Protists are found anywhere on Earth, and scientists have subgrouped into protists that are plant-like, animal-like, and fungus-like.
In domain Eukarya, all single-celled organisms are placed under Kingdom Protista. Members of Protista are primarily aquatic in nature, and is a very large group comprising at least 16 phyla. Many protists, like algae, are the primary producers in the aquatic ecosystem. Some protists are responsible for serious human diseases, like malaria and sleeping sickness.
But did you know that the term Protista was first used by Ernest Haeckel in the year 1886, and protists represent an important role in early evolution. The first protists evolved probably 1.7 billion years ago.
What are protists? Protists are considered to be the dumping ground kingdom. They are eukaryotic, heterotrophic, and/or autotrophic. They are single or multicellular organisms, and are believed to be the ancestors to animals, plants, and fungi. Protists have food and waste vacuoles for storing and digesting food and waste. Many of them are capable of movement and respond to environment. Some have light-sensitive eye spot, and they can maintain homeostasis.
Contractile vacuoles pumped out excess water, forming protective cysts when food or water is scarce. Protists are phototrophs, or they produce their own food. They are also heterotrophs, or they feed on other organisms. And they are also sporozoans, or non-motile, and they form spores. Members of these groups are all parasitic. Come here and join me in my adventure.
Kingdom Protista are categorized into 3 taxons.
Algae, or the plant-like protists, the protozoans, or the animal-like protists, and the slime and water molds, or the fungal-like protists. Now, let's go to the green algae, or the phylum Chlorophyta. The chlorophyll is not masked in contrast to the other of the group. The carbohydrate that green algae produce is stored as starch.
Caulerpa lentilifera is a marine green alga which is eaten fresh in salad.
Examples of phylum Chlorophyta are Chlorella and Joparnaldia.
Now, let's go to golden algae, or the phylum
Chrysophyta.
The Chrysophyceae, usually called as chrysophytes, chrysomanads, golden brown algae, or golden algae, are a large group of algae found mostly in fresh water. Golden algae is also commonly used to refer to a single species, Primitium parvum, which causes fish kills.
Members of this group are mostly microscopic. They store food in the form of leucosin oil or chrysolaminarin. The Phaeophyceae, or brown algae, is a large group of mostly marine multicellular algae, including many seaweeds. Most members of this group are marine, so you can see them just lying around the beach. This group of algae store carbohydrate in the form of laminarine. Some members of these brown algae contain alginic acid, used as an ingredient in making these two, including candy and cream cosmetics.
Alginic acid, or alginate, is a colloidal product used for thickening, suspending, stabilizing, emulsifying, gel forming, or film forming as required.
And also leaf-like and bubble-like structures that are called bladders are present in brown algae.
Bladders is a part in a brown algae in order to them to float. And now, let's go to the red algae, or phylum Rhodophyta, are one of the oldest groups of eukaryotic algae. Red algae are red because of the presence of the pigment phycoerythrin. This pigment reflects red light and absorbs blue light. Some rhodophytes have very little phycoerythrin and may appear green or bluish from the chlorophyll and other pigments present in them.
In Asia, rhodophytes are important sources of food such as nori. Yummy! The high vitamin and protein content of this food makes it attractive, as does relative simplicity of cultivation, which began in Japan for more than 300 years ago.
Some rhodophytes are also important in the formation of tropical reefs, an activity with which they have been involved for millions of years. In some Pacific atolls, red algae have contributed far from more to reef structures than other organisms, even more than corals.
These reef-building rhodophytes are called coralline algae because they secrete a hard shell or carbonate around themselves in much the same way that corals do.
Economically, Echioma moricatum is usually being a source of agar and carrageenan. If you are fond of eating gulaman, note that it comes from agar.
Phylum Pyrophyta, or the fire algae.
It contains all species of one-celled algae called flagellate, which means
Still swimmers.
they store food in the form of starch and oil.
The red color is due to chlorophyll A and C and xanthophylls. Bye!
Bye! These organisms has an ability of bioluminescence. Most members of the dinoflagellates live in oceans and seas. They are mostly unicellular, some occur as single organisms while others form colonies.
An important dinoflagellate to know is Pyridinium bahaminis var contraction. They are the ones that cause red tide when present in large numbers. Red tide is a common name for a phenomenon known as algal bloom, when it is caused by a few species of dinoflagellate and the bloom takes the red or brown color.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, you're there?
Let us go now to protozoans, or the animal-like protists. They are non-cellular, they require water. They are mostly heterotrophic, they are photosynthetic, some only though, and most are free-living, and they are also parasitic.
Protozoans are classified into how they move in 4 categories. The sarcodians are the one who move using pseudopods, and the zooflagella who moves using flagella, and the celiophorans who move using cilia, and sporozoans that the one who form spores.
Phylum Sarcodina. The movement in Sarcodinians is by extending lobes of cytoplasm known as pseudopodia. The pseudopoda is used for movement and feeding. During the formation of the pseudopodia, the cytoplasm streams into the lobe, causing the lobe to ooze and grow. Because of these pseudopodians have a blob-like appearance, Entamoeba histolytica is a harmful species of amoeba living in freshwater bodies.
If present in underground water, it can contaminate drinking water. Once this happens, the gastrointestinal tract is infected, causing amoebiasis. Now, let's go to phylum Mastigophora or the zooflagellant. These protozoans move with the help of flagella. Most of them are parasitic. Many flagellates are seen in the intestine of humans, in termites, and other animals. Some flagellates are harmful. They are unicellular and they use one or many of their thread-like flagella to move. Some of them exist as single organisms through others from colonies. They are parasitic and free-living flagellates.
Examples of flagellates is Gardia lamblia and Trypanosoma gambiensis. They are fed to humans. These flagellates, G. lamblia, cause severe diarrhea, while T. gambiensis is responsible for Gambian sleeping sickness. Examples of flagellates is Trichonypha. It's beneficial to other organisms. It lives in the intestine of termites. Since termites cannot digest the food that they eat, Trichonypha do it for them. Termites in return give them a home and food to eat. Euglenoids are microscopic and unicellular. Euglena belongs to this group. It lives in freshwater bodies. Organisms in this group have a whip-like flagellum for movement. Some euglenoids have chlorophyll. Euglena has interesting characteristics of getting food. When light is available to it makes food utilizing chlorophyll. In the absence of light, it absorbs nutrients from dead organic matter.
The African sleeping sickness. Bite reaction, parasitemia, attacks of fever which starts 2 to 3 weeks after the bite. CNS stage changes in the character and personality. Terminal stage is marked by wasting and emaciation. Death results from coma. Intercurrent infection or cardiac failure. Now, let's go to the phylum Celiophora or the ciliates. Protozoans of this phylum make with their hair-like structures called cilia. Movement and fast beating of the cilia causes movement of the organisms. The cilia is also used to sweep food particles into the organisms. Paramecium is a ciliate protozoan found in freshwater and ponds. It commonly known as the sleeper animalcule. The paramecium moves using the cilia attached to all parts of all its body. The ciliate group are free-living and present in both fresh and salt water. They also use the cilia to get food.
Other examples are the Didonium and Vorticella, phylum Sporozoa. All members of this phylum are non-motile and parasitic. They form spores and hence the name Sporozoa. They lack locomotory structures and they are carried in their host by their body fluids. Many sporozoans causes serious diseases in humans. Members of this group, as mentioned earlier, cannot move on their own. They may be free-living and parasitic. Sporozoan examples. Plasmodium are very harmful for they cause malaria, serious disease in humans. This malaria-causing sporozoan is transmitted to humans by Anopheles mosquito. In the Philippines, malaria is still constantly present in certain areas.
Slime molds are usually the colored yellow, orange, or whitish growths that you may see on damp, rotting logs. They feed on bacteria and decaying plant material in the same manner as an amoeba does. Many of them live as a single-celled organisms. Slime molds live in cool, shady, moist places in the woods and in fresh water. They eat by surrounding particles and then they digest them. A slime mold will continue to grow as long as food and water are available to it. When a slime mold has an unfavorable amount to grow, it will start to grow in stalks.
Now, let's go to water molds. Water molds are white cottony growths on dead fish or plant parts that you might see floating in the water. Certain species of water molds are parasitic on corns, many other important crops. They are filamentous fungus-like organisms under phylum Uunicota of kingdom Protista.